If you're running customer engagement for your brand, you as the Braze admin may need to set hard limits on what other members of your team can or can't do in terms of creating segments, drafting campaigns, or launching messages. For that reason, you could use Braze Teams to manage role and permissions at a granular level. This feature lets you organize your user base and customer engagement teams by country, language, or custom attribute. This ensures that team members you have grouped to a specific language can only message users of that same language. The same can be applied to country or specific custom attribute if you need more flexibility. We'll show you how this is done with a quick example. First, you have to set a team. With admin level access, start by opening the Braze dashboard. Make sure you're working in the correct app group and navigate to Manage App Group on the left-hand side, and then select the Manage Teams tab at the top. You can create a new team by clicking the Add Team button on the right, or edit an existing team by selecting one from the list. For this example, we'll be creating a new one. So click Add Team and give the team a name and define your team with a language, country, or custom attribute. For this example, we'll call this team Italy Marketing and define it as users and team members whose language is Italian. Hit save when you're done. Now, you have to add dashboard users from your company to your newly created team. Click the drop-down next to your account name and select Manage Users. From the list of dashboard users, locate whoever you might want to add to your team. Click the edit icon to the right of their account name and make sure their level of access is set to limited under user role. Under app group level permissions, make sure you're editing their permissions for the app group your newly created team falls under. In this example, it's e-commerce app. Click the Add to App Group button. Once done, select the drop-down of teams and select the team you'd like to add this user to, and click Manage Permissions for Team. From here, check whatever boxes you want to set the level of access this dashboard user will have as part of the team. Hit Save User when you're finished. Now, you'll want to set whichever campaigns, canvases, or segments this team will have access to. For this example, we'll first locate an existing campaign. Here, we're using an Italy newsletter email campaign, and then edit it so that we can add it to a team. In the Add Team option, we set it to Italy Marketing and update the campaign to save the change we made. The same applies for a canvas or segment. Just locate the Add Team option and select your desired team. Now, let's show you how teams work from the perspective of someone who belongs to a team assigned by their Braze dashboard admin. Continuing with our example of the Italy marketing team, when a member of this team logs into the dashboard, they won't be able to see data in the app usage page, because, as you may recall, the ability to see app usage data wasn't selected among the boxes. When navigating to segments, the only segments they'll be able to access are the ones assigned to their relevant teams, and as such, they will only be able to edit those segments. The same applies for campaigns and canvases. Another interesting thing to note about working in the dashboard from this perspective is that whenever you go to create a new campaign, attaching it to a team will be a necessary part of the campaign creation process. If you try to create a campaign without doing so, you'll be prompted with a dialog box that'll tell you to go back and add it to a team. In the team selection dropdown, you'll also notice that the only teams you'll have available are the ones that you've been added to. When targeting users for your campaign, you'll also be obligated to choose either an existing segment or creating filters. Once a segment or filter is selected, you'll also notice that an automatic filter is applied corresponding to your team filter. In this case, it is language is Italian. This guarantees you're messaging the right users every time when you create a campaign. Now, let's say you want to remove a previously added team from a segment, campaign, or a canvas. Unfortunately, this isn't possible on the individual level. You'll have to archive the team as a whole. To do this, navigate to Manage App Group and select the Manage Teams tab. From there, check whichever team you'd like to archive. When you're ready, click the Archive Selected button on the left. You'll get a dialog box showing you all the associated campaigns, canvases, and segments for the team you're trying to archive. You'll also be given the option to assign these campaigns, canvases, and segments to a replacement team. When you're ready, click Confirm, and you'll find that the team will now be in your Archive Teams section. If you go back and look at your previous segments, campaigns, or canvases that were associated with this team, you'll notice that the previous team tag is now gone. In summary, Braze Teams is a permissioning tool to help you delegate dashboard, segmentation, and messaging access at your organization in accordance to language, country, or custom attributes among your customers. Going forward, you can use this feature to ensure the right people are sending out the right campaigns. Just remember, if you create teams and want it to work for all dashboard users, you need to upkeep with all types of permissions.